Because relationships will force you to work on yourself. Another piece of work that a lot of people really don't want to do, and that's why their relationship fails. What up, YouTube family and folks? This is Kevin's perspective, the perspective that keeps on giving, back to give another one. If you're new to the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. You see the title. Why are relationships failing so much? No, it's not social media. I know one of y'all just said that. I heard you. But really, one of the main reasons is because we forget the core part of a relationship, which is to relate. We're in relationships with people we don't even relate to. If we keeping it real, we get in relationships with people we compare to, but don't relate to. We don't go through what the other person goes through, seeing what the other person's seen, going where the other person is going. And you know, it's crazy because we try to create families with people we don't relate to, even though family is all relative. A lot of us confuse commonality with relation and then add attachment and call it connection. We try to add sugar, spice, and everything nice and call it a relationship.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
But just because we have things in common don't mean we relate. Y'all both like to travel and go to the gym and watch anime, but y'all live two completely different lifestyles, two completely different life stories and backgrounds. But here's the problem. Not relating requires more effort and understanding. Effort, by the way, that you don't really want to put in, do you? Let's be honest. Understanding requires patience, but you're impatient. It requires intimacy, but you're apprehensive. It requires communication, but you don't listen or talk. You have to be willing to work, and let's be honest, you're not. Most people in relationships put in the bare minimum hoping for the highest return in investment, trying to get the most bang for the least buck. People enjoy the idea of dating and relationships, but don't want the effort that comes with it. Because everything is all good till it's time to prioritize somebody, until it's time to not be selfish, until it's time to trust somebody and be vulnerable. It's all good till it's time to be mindful of someone else's time. We'll work hard for everything else in life, but when it comes to relationships, we just leave it up to chance. If it's meant to be, it'll be. But sometimes what's meant to be is what you make be. But to keep it 1000, most of the reason why a lot of people aren't in relationships is because they can't control the other person, and they're frustrated with their lack of control. So it causes them to have to work more than they really want to. This is why people fall into manipulation or being manipulative, trying to use tactics on people's emotions and thoughts because it's easier to control someone than to work with them. But another thing about relationships though is that relationships expose you. People talk about healing a lot and saying that you should be healed before you get into a relationship, and that's true. But the thing is, there's certain things that you won't know from an interaction standpoint until you start dating and get into a relationship. It's almost like you don't know if you really healed until you encounter the trigger. But then that's when the decision for effort really starts to happen. That's when you have to decide that you want to work on yourself and the relationship, because relationships will force you to work on yourself. Another piece of work that a lot of people really don't want to do, and that's why their relationship fails. I mean, to be simple, a great relationship is just two people working on themselves and the relationship simultaneously. One doesn't negate the other. The better y'all become, the better the relationship becomes. And becoming better doesn't mean doing more, it means balancing more. You got to be real with yourself, because if you're the type of person that can't balance their priorities, then you're not ready for a relationship. Just because you know how to multitask don't mean you know how to balance. Balancing takes sacrifice on both ends. You can come into a relationship thinking about what you want to gain, but you also should be thinking about what you're willing to lose. But if you want to be a hoarder, live alone. But leave your comments down below. Why do you think relationships fail? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.